Hey guys, really quickly before we hop into today's episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder, I did want to address a mistake that I unfortunately made, and that was with episode 51 of VGC Climbing the Ladder. You may be wondering, where the heck is it? We have 52 on the channel and there's no 51, and you might have watched 51 on your own and realized that that episode was all kinds of funked up. And the issues with that was that the music was too loud at a point in the video. I ended up finally rewatching it because I was too busy to initially rewatch the video. The music was too loud during a portion to it, and I do not recall that while I was editing the video that I forgot that I just didn't lower the music at a certain point in the music that I input into the video. I did not recall forgetting to lower the volume of any of the music that I implemented into that video, as well as the video went to like the 17-minute mark, and it should have been longer because I got 2 battles in that episode and it stopped like before the second battle even ended. So I don't know what the heck was going on with that. So unfortunately the episode 51 is gone. There won't be an episode 51 because I didn't realize this until afterhand. And let me move this out of the way. That just looks bad. Can we get this out the way? There we go. Alright, let me fix that. Oh, work with me here. Alright, there. Nope, it's still in the video. Whatever. That is the reason why there wasn't any episode 51, or in case, unless you already saw it, you saw how bad, poor quality that video was. I do apologize. I didn't realize till after the fact of it already being up, and that was completely on YouTube's end. I am more than sure that the video, I did not edit the video and cut it off at the 17-minute mark or any of that. YouTube literally messed that entire video up, and I had no freaking clue. So my sincere apologies to you guys for putting out a video of that terrible quality, as well as not realizing it beforehand. That's why you should always look over your work before you upload it, but I was just so busy I didn't have time to do that, and that's just unfortunate. But no episode 51, just so you guys knew. I thought it would be best if I addressed the situation, considering that even in our playlist 51 is just going to be missing. So unless you watch this video, you're not going to know why 51 is just missing from our playlist. But this is the reason why. Probably not going to say it anywhere else, but that's the reason why. And as well, I just want to quickly say that the International Challenge of April is registration has finally started. I hope to see you guys also register for this International Challenge. International challenges are always really fun to partake in, and it's just a lot of games, and this time I will be. Last time I played a few games and just got really mad really quickly, and then had some other things I had to attend to, so I didn't upload my battles. But this time I will be uploading these battles, and they will be a part of our VGC Climbing the Ladder series, so I hope you guys do enjoy that. I'm gonna get the heck out of here, and I'll see you guys in the VGC Climbing Ladder episode that we do have for you today. What's going on, everyone? It's Token, and we are back on my VGC Climbing the Ladder. This morning I am a little tired, so sorry if I'm not like extremely lively, but still try to put on a good show for you all. Thank you for tuning in into today's episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder. Your support is greatly appreciated as always. Definitely leave a like if you end up enjoying today's episode, and subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon related content, especially VGC. We're continuing to use Preston Clark's Utah Regionals winning double duck team. It's very offensive, and it has been doing relatively well for us. Unfortunately, we got a win and a loss in our last episodes. Hopefully we can we just get wins in today's episode, trying to see a little bit of progress, especially since we're not the highest on the ladder. 16-18, it's alright, it's nothing crazy, so hopefully we can just get wins in today's episode. I did unfortunately play against a Tapu Lele balloon team, and it also had Torkoal Lilligant on it, and I just played against it a little wrong. Just 2 turns where I should have made a move that I didn't make, so I should have encored my punch Drifloon to Tailwind. That's what Preston even suggested I do when I'm going against Drifloon Lele, so I should have done that. But I did try to encore Lele into Protect, and then I also should have just scalded Torkoal once I revealed Wide Guard. Only made sense that my opponent wouldn't go for double targeting moves after seeing that. So anyways, hopefully today we can get some good games and snag some wins. That's what the goal is for today. But it's taken a while for us to find an opponent, so hopefully we don't get the dreaded no opponent found. Okay, there we go. We get a 1541 opponent from France with the name Killian, or Killian. Leon, yeah, I guess that's Kalian. Kalian's gonna have a team of Arcanine, Nihilego, Tapu Koko, Tapu Bulu, Gastrodon, and Murkrow. So that's very interesting. Haven't seen a Murkrow in an eternity, not since really early meta. So that's really cool to see a Murkrow. I wonder exactly. Probably some Quash shenanigans, but we'll see how that works out for my opponent. We don't have a dark type, so that will be working on everything. It's just dark types that resist, that are immune to priority. Yeah, they're just immune to priority in general, I think. I think dark types are just immune to it in general. I think. However, though, looking at his team, unless, he does have a Gastrodon, so that makes things tricky. Gastrodon definitely makes things tricky. Makes things real tricky. However, I do feel like, I still do feel like, I feel like we can definitely still overcome the Gastrodon. We'll lead Tapu Lele and Kartana. Do I bring Arcanine? No. Excuse me, let's bring Snorlax. No, we just not bring Pelipper or Golduck. I think that's just the smartest choice. Yeah, we'll do that. I really would like Pelipper. No, let's bring Pelipper. Hopefully that confirmed. I'm not sure that confirmed. I hope that confirmed in time. I didn't see enough of what Arcanine did other than threaten the Bulu, but I don't really see Bulu as a big issue. I really don't. But I guess Arcanine would have still been the better option. Kind of the better option, considering that we're not supporting anything with the rain. So, well, I guess, but rain still does help. Definitely still helps Kartana. So we'll see if that Pelipper's in the back. I'll check that right away. My opponent does lead with Murkrow and Gastrodon as we lead with Tapu Lele and Kartana. So right away, we have two super effective moves on both of these. Moonblast on one slot and Leaf Blade on the other slot. And we did get Pelipper in, so awesome. But yeah, Moonblast and just Leaf Blade. I don't see any reason not to just go for the obvious moves. That's what I'm going to do. Gastrodon does withdraw. Probably into Arcanine. It is into Arcanine. That is fine. No need to over-predict. I don't really see what Murkrow is going to do to us here, so I'm not really too worried about Murkrow, to be completely honest. As we do see the Tailwind set up, so Murkrow is going to be trying to set up some Tailwind for my opponent's team. That is fine. That's perfectly fine in my book. We do get some solid damage off our the Arcanine, even at -1. It's good to see. And we are going to lock ourselves in a Moonblast, which is an absolute best now that Arcanine's in. But that will one-hit KO the Murkrow, so that's good at least. No more Murkrow, but I don't see really what it was going to provide after Tailwind. So I maybe should have just doubled on that to Arcanine slot. That's honestly what I should have done. Should have Leaf Bladed and Psychic that slot. But my opponent could have just protected and set up the Tailwind, but I guess that doesn't really accomplish much though. Kinda doesn't. So I kind of want to pull a double here. Honestly, kind of do. But going into Pelipper doesn't really do anything for us here. And it just boosts my opponent's Scalds. So I'm not going to do that. We have to stay in with Lele, sadly. And my opponent has to prioritize trying to get some damage off on this Kartana, in my opinion. So that Kartana doesn't just get rid of Gastrodon. Even though he does have the Tailwind. I'm just hoping this isn't like Bandit Arcanine. I don't want it to, or Fire MZ Arcanine. I don't want it to just obliterate our Tapu Lele. That'd be really bad considering my opponent does have Tailwind up, so Arcanine outspeeds Kartana. So that'd be bad, so let's hope for none of that. And we do see Fire MZ. Please say it's not on Lele. Please not on Lele. See what this is on. It's honestly probably on Lele. Yep. I should have called that. I should have called that. And we just see it recover. I do feel we with our life orb, we would have still took out the Gastrodon even at -1 due to the life orb. Here I have to go into Pelipper, though I can't go into Kartana, sadly, because of the fact that the Tailwind from my opponent is up. So can't go for that. I'm just going to curse up with Snorlax. Need a little bit of more offensive power from Snorlax, so we're going to curse up. I'm going to set up a Tailwind. My opponent does have the Wild Charge, so that'll bring us down to our Sash. And we should still outspeed the Gastrodon, I would think. I would think we still outspeed Gastrodon. No certainty there. We do not. Is that a double on Pelipper? It is a double on Pelipper. No, it isn't. Okay. Please don't burn. Yes. Awesome. So here, I'm actually just going to let Pelipper go down and just go for a Hurricane. And, or actually, will we outspeed? Yeah, I'm actually going to double onto Arcanine this turn. If it protects, it protects. Arcanine does just go for the Flare Blitz. I had no reason to switch in Kartana on that slot, so that's fine. And it does outspeed Pelipper, so that's good to know that it is a little bit of a speedier Arcanine, considering that still outspeed Pelipper after we set up Tailwind, so it's a little bit faster. It doesn't proc its berry, which is great. Hopefully we don't get burned here again. Please do not burn us. Do not burn us. No. Oh man. If this doesn't kill, then we could still easily win, but it's just not what I wanted to see. And it does still kill, so that's really good for us. So now it's all going to come down to what my opponent's last Pokemon is. Even if it's Coco, I feel like we can win this one as long as we can call Protects and all that right, considering we do have Tailwind up and my opponent does not. So we'll see what their last Pokemon is. We will see. Kartana comes in, and what is my opponent's last Pokemon? Tapu Koko. There it is. Does the Koko attack this turn? It's the $1 million question. I'm protecting. I'm protected in high horsepowering. Koko can easily protect itself, but I'm hoping it doesn't. It might try to stall out my Tailwind though, so there is the chance. Koko does just Thunderbolt into my Kartana slot. Perfect. And a Scald into Snorlax again. Fine. Does a lot of damage though. And we didn't miss high horsepower, so that is perfect. That puts Koko definitely in range to die from this next hit. So perfect, perfect, perfect. And now I think I just Leaf Blade. Do I just Leaf Blade Gastrodon? I really don't see Gastrodon protecting now. I kind of see Koko protecting. Yeah, I'm going to Leaf Blade Gastrodon. Because Koko's definitely in range now, and I see Koko protecting. Koko doesn't protect. We'll get the Leaf Blade off on Gastrodon. That will OHKO it. And we'll see what exactly Koko went for. We also get a crit, but that was very meaningless. We are Life Orbed, and at we were at neutral. Now we're at +1, but yeah, there's no chance that didn't kill. Thunderbolt comes off probably into Kartana. It does. That should take us out, and it does. So as long as we don't miss, it's a crit. So I'm not. I still don't think that mattered. As long as we don't miss this, and we don't miss it, so that's GG. Awesome. Awesome. I didn't want a chance return. I didn't know burn if it still got it. That's a calc I need to check out. But we will win this one awesomely, even though I did I pretty much called it in my head that my opponent might have the Fire MZ or be Bandit, and they'd target the Lele and try to get rid of it. So I definitely should have when you call something in your head, you should go with your instinct, and I should have went with my instinct and targeted that Gastrodon, but I did not, unfortunately. So we'll get another game, and hopefully we can continue to use this team pretty well. I don't feel like I played spectacularly there, but a win's a win. Got the win, so that's always good. Especially with a Gastrodon and us having to sit the double duck on the bench. Gastrodon's not the funnest for this team to play against. But if you use Kartana decently well, you should be in a good spot. Kep though, Kep from New York. Kep from New York, I didn't see his rating. He's going to have that Tapu Lele Drifblim archetype, with the rest of the team being oh my god, Gyarados, Garchomp, Magnezone and Pheromosa. So the Pheromosa is extremely scared. Pheromosa is extremely scared, but we're definitely leading Double Duck. Intimidate is annoying. Intimidate's actually really annoying. I do think we bring Arcanine there. It's for our own Intimidate and because it's going to outspeed the Gyarados, Wild Charge, outspeed the Magnezone, Flare Blitz, outspeed the Pheromosa, Flare Blitz. So it definitely has some, and obviously it can Wild Charge the Drifblim and get off heaps of damage off on Lele with Choice Band and Flare Blitz as well. So we definitely bring Arcanine. Now the question is, do I bring Snorlax? Knowing that's going to be hard for my opponent to use Pheromosa with Double Duck around, or do I bring, but we'll get intimidated by that Gyarados, and Gyarados can be a little annoying for, and Snorlax gets walled by Drifblim. Or do I bring Kartana, which can't really touch Garchomp, and it'd be bad for us if it's Fire Fang, and then Gyarados can be a little annoying, or do I bring Lele? Do I bring Lele and just go for heaps of damage with Psychic Terrain? I'm gonna go Lele. I'm going to go Lele. Kind of just brought Lele just from the thought process of us not being one-shot by anything other than a ground DMZ. So I liked it in that aspect. Oh well, we will dive to a Flash Cannon at least though, but I feel like Magnezone's going to have some issues in this one. It's going to have some issues being able to get that off on us. So we'll see what happens. We do lead with our Double Duck as my opponent leads with Drifblim Magnezone. What? Alright, that is an interesting lead. That was a very interesting lead. The main thing that's interesting to me here is I do feel like my opponent will just expect me to go for one move on that Magnezone, know that they'll live with Sturdy, and then try to Thunderbolt my Golduck, and I really do want to avoid that, but at the same time I feel like they're going to do that and set up a Tailwind, so then they'll be faster than Golduck, and then they'll be able to knock it out that following turn. It's an interesting play here, because then if I double up on this Magnezone and it protects, I'm going to feel really stupid. I really just want a Tailwind, but I want the damage off. I don't want to lose Golduck turn 1, so I'm going to double up into the Magnezone slot. I'm doubling up into it. And yes, it does think that we were afraid to double up into it. Opponent likely is going to get up that Tailwind though for absolute free. It's unfortunate, but I'd rather just not lose Golduck here and maybe be able to switch it around and do some other things so that we can keep it around. So yep, does bring it down to its Sturdy, but we also did Scald that slot. The Tailwind does, yes, I completely predicted exactly what was going to happen this turn. Tailwind does go up, but we will get that Scald off, and that'll be goodbye Magnezone. So that's at least good, but now the question is, what does my opponent bring in here? What do they bring in? If it's Garchomp, I am going to Wide Guard. If it's Lele, I'll probably switch out. Well, actually, now we got another interesting scenario, because does my opponent predict me to switch out and double into the Pelipper slot? Do they predict me to switch out and double into the Pelipper slot? So do I bring in the back? Do I have my own Lele, but yeah, I knew these are gonna fare too well against these two. Yeah, I'm going for it. I'm going to Hydro Pump. I think my opponent doubles into Pelipper. So I'm going to Hydro Pump and Tailwind. If Pelipper doesn't get doubled into, we get the Tailwind off. If Pelipper... Yeah, Pelipper's going to get doubled into. I can feel it. Oh, we're still faster than Lele. Didn't expect that. Lele goes for Psychic. Yep, onto Pelipper. So yeah, the double into Pelipper was pretty obvious in my opinion. So we're going to stop that. And now we're actually not in a bad spot, because now what we can do is just Wild Charge this Drifblim. That should, Choice Band and Wild Charge, that should take it out. And then we could just go for another Hydro Pump on that Lele. I'm not sure that Ice Beam will take it out at the range it's at, so sadly I can't. I cannot go for a... No. Ice Beam should take it out. Ice Beam should take it out at that range. Unless it's extremely bulky, but it was slow. But I don't want a chance of missing the Hydro Pump. I would rather chance the roll with this Ice Beam. To be completely honest, I'd rather chance the Ice Beam. So we're going to Ice Beam the Lele, and we are going to Wild Charge the... As Lele does switch out into what? Into Gyarados. That's fine. That is fine. So it's good we didn't go for another Hydro Pump then, because this will at least be neutral on the Gyarados while Hydro Pump would have been resisted. Shadow Ball does come off into Golduck, that's fine. Does pretty good damage. We get the Ice Beam off into the Gyarados. Should do decent damage, it does, and then we got the Wild Charge. Now I won't take it out now that my opponent went for that Intimidate on Arcanine, so good on my opponent's end. And we do have another turn of... Alright, now we're in an interesting spot. Because Gyarados is definitely going to be faster than Arcanine, as well as this, as well as Drifblim. I have to do this though. Go for the Ice Beam on Drifblim, knock it out. Tailwind ends this turn, and then I come back in with Arcanine and hope that my opponent went for the attack on Arcanine and didn't go for a DD. Please say they didn't go for a DD. Please say you went for an attack on Arcanine and didn't go for a DD. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 please. The waterfall. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, then we're in a alright position with that. So I Ice Beam the Lele, and I Thunderbolt the Gyarados. Yeah, and I Thunderbolt the Gyarados. Or do I just Psychic? No, I Thunderbolt because there's only a Lele left. So yeah, Thunderbolt the Gyarados and Ice Beam the Lele. Gyarados might, yes, my opponent doesn't protect Lele, so that's perfect. Should take it out. It does take it out. Crit, I'm not sure that mattered. I doubt it mattered, but it was a really slow Lele, so maybe. And the Dragon Dance does come, however, that is going to be game. That's too late. We do have the Thunderbolt. And a Psychic would have took this out either way, so that was definitely not the play. That was not the play. So awesome, that's another win. I like that. GG's to keep, or Kep. I think it's Kep. So nice getting more familiar with this team, especially with some of its matchups against other popular archetypes in the current meta. So not bad at all. Not bad at all. We did get a little lucky with my opponent not going for DD on our switch out with Arcanine. They would have DD there and had the Water Z. We would have been in a very interesting spot, honestly. Well, I don't even think they even needed the Water Z because that waterfall did. It did so much to Lele because of the rain still being up. So yeah, they didn't even need the Water Z. They just need to go for a DD that turn before the turn that they actually went for DD. However, they didn't. Hindsight 2020, they did not go for it. So we were able to best my opponent. And I probably could have I probably couldn't have encored it into DD because it would have been too fast. It would have been the fastest thing on the field likely. Anyways though guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode of VGC Climbing the Ladder. Like I said, if you did enjoy, please leave a like. It really goes so far with helping the channel. And definitely subscribe if you are new for more of this exact type of videos. I'm going to get the heck out of here though guys. I got some things I got to take care of today. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it.